that are connected by DiiVA. We have a media player / set-top box here. We have a Blu-ray player and a PC. Fundamentally, what we're doing is we have transmitters at each of these source devices, where we take the uncompressed video through HDMI, and we can take Ethernet and USB. And it transmits over one cable into a DiiVA switch. And from the DiiVA switch, it goes to two. Where's the DiiVA switch? It's right here behind the PC.
So it's very little.
Right, it's very tiny, and so it's a very low-cost switch. This switch, it happens to be 4 inputs, 2 outputs. We have more different flavors of switches that are that'll be coming out. Now it goes out to 2 displays. So this is going over a standard Cat6 wire that we field terminated to a receiver, and it translates back to HDMI and USB here. We're doing the same on this TV. Now once we have the network set up, the switch is actually, there's a green Ethernet wire that connects into the router and a storage device on the bottom. And what we can do is control the network over Wi-Fi using this Android tablet. Hold on just a second while I set this. So when I log in, what this will say is, well, it searches for a DiiVA host, which is a gateway that'll translate DiiVA commands from Wi-Fi into a native DiiVA command that the other devices will understand. It says you choose a display. Okay, I'm going to choose my living room TV. Okay. And for my living room TV, I could say I'm going to go to my content library, so I don't care where this content is. I say I want to watch Alice in Wonderland. So I select Alice in Wonderland, right? So, right, on the TVs that I have selected, so that's the living room TV, but this was already on that source. So Alice in Wonderland comes out.
But is that like a remote control?
So it's a remote control, but it's not just selecting inputs and sending commands. You actually select the content that's somewhere on your network, and we automatically redirect all the video packets necessary.
How does it find where the content is?
So what we do is we are on top of UPnP. So we do leverage UPnP DLNA. And then what we do is we route that compressed file to the right codec that can play it and route the uncompressed video to the right display. So
I just have one quick question. So if this is protected content and you have going from one source to 2 displays at the same time?
So it depends on the content protection rule.
Okay.
So if multicasting is allowed, then we can allow it. If multicasting is not allowed, then we won't shut that off.
Oh, okay. So is there
there's a flag that'll come across on the content that in HTTP2 that allows to be multicasted or non-multicasted.
Well, where is the video stored? Where are they stored typically on network attached storage, or something?
So you can imagine that it may be a DVR. It could be a DVR that's stored on a hard drive on your TiVo, right? Or it could be somewhere on your NAS, or it could be on a PC, and so that you can get to it from UPnP.
And it's so smart that it could recognize where it's stored.
Right.
That's UPnP.
Right. That's UPnP. So we didn't have to rewrite the protocol. So we just leveraged what was already there.
So where did this content come from?
So right now, where it's actually coming from is from the NAS.
That
And then it goes to the set-top box where it has the right codec. He plays it, and then through the switch, and the switch is multicasting the video out to both TVs. Now on the living room TV, I can get to the Blu-ray player. So
that would really be a connected home.
right. So now I get to the Blu-ray player. Now let's say the Blu-ray player is in a different room. How do I control it? We also have remote control over our DiiVA DEC command, so I can get and navigate. I select the scene that I want. I can fast forward, rewind. I can send these commands: fast forward, play, pause, stop. All those things are controllable. Right? I can also get to my PC. Takes a few clicks here. Devices. I can get to my computer. So on this TV, I'm getting to my computer. All right. And we also have a USB back channel, so that even if your PC is in a different room, we can start controlling it. So we have this wireless mouse that is connecting to this receiver here, and the USB gets sent to the proper source, which is the PC. Right. And the rule that we follow is the USB will follow the video connection. Right, so the user can see it on the screen, then the USB gets routed. And so the USB port here on this TV side acts as a virtual USB port for any source device that it can connect to. And so I can control the mouse. How do I? There it goes. So I can control, my PC even though it's in a different room because I have a USB back channel effectively that I can control things from. I could launch into, let's say, my webcam. And my webcam is my webcam is here. I think this is set to photo mode. The video mode. What's going on? Well, you saw the webcam working briefly. But the idea is that the webcam will route back to the PC.
Are there any parental control features associated with that little mouse?
So that'll be upper layers of software, and so that's for on the upper layers to implement.
So you get two kids fighting across the network?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with.
Or dad and the kid.
Right. So that'll be the same as having the remote, someone holding a remote control, and someone holding the buttons, right? So there's always contention, and so whoever is making the equipment has to figure that out in terms of, is it the last person in who gets control? Is it the first person in who gets control? Is there a priority, right? So that parents have priority over kids.
My rule is the one that paid for it.
Huh?
My rule is the one that paid for it.
The one that paid for it, yes.
So you're going to have logins in order to control access?
That's already starting to happen on TVs, and so that will happen. So you can have multiple control points. So this could be a control point. I believe, Chen, you have the Android phone. Right. So this could be a control point that gets to the same one, and so I can get to, let's see.
Is there any way to put the controller that you have in your hand and show it on the screen at the same time?
No, because this does not output video. We don't have a configured output video right now. Now, if this was an Apple device and we had an Apple TV, then you can use AirPlay, and then we can route the uncompressed video to show you the screen. Right, that can be done. There's other ways to do that.
I want to say one thing about the physical interface. So then, so you mentioned with the switch, it had like 4 ins and 2 outs. So the AV interface is unidirectional and the control interface is bidirectional, right?
So data inherently is bidirectional, right? But the uncompressed video is directional.
Okay.
So sources are upstream, displays are downstream?
How do you build in some error resiliency?
And so, on the unidirectional path, there is no error detection because on video, no, there isn't, because on video, if you drop a pixel, who cares, right? So long as you meet about 10 to the minus 9th requirement, and that's the same way it works with HDMI today. But on data, if you lose a packet, you can corrupt data. So there you have to have redundancy and ability to retransmit. But on video side, you don't need to have redundancy on that side.